Hello Virgo, Marina from the Butterfly Effect. This is going to be your reading for May 2024. Come through in the dice Virgo with the moon and the 10th house. You may be very emotional about your career this month, for example. You may be dealing with a feminine energy at work. Maybe you've got a female boss. But with the moon coming through, we are also looking at issues around home, family, relationships. It may be specifically a career connected with caring professions specifically. Interestingly, the moon also speaks of our persona, our public face that we, that kind of conceals the true self, and yet we have the 10th house of public identity, of how we're seen. I was just getting this kind of vibe that, somebody's putting a face on something in terms of what's out there, and that may be something that's been going on a long time, because we are kind of holding back or holding on to possibly some sort of disappointment, and maybe specifically around love with the Ace of Cups reverse, but it doesn't have to be, it could be any sort of rejection, disappointment, not making the progress we want to, that kind of thing. But the issue is specifically around conversation. That is the central issue coming up for the month of May. You have got Mars and we have got sublimation. I don't know if I've misunderstood the meaning of sublimation my entire life, but every time I read this card, it speaks about elevation, rising, flight, and I can see that that is depicted on the card. To me, it's quite the opposite. I don't know why. Yeah. I mean, I just sort of see it as something that needs to be kind of dampened down and reduced. I don't know what that is. I'm never going to get to the point of looking it up, because it just is what it is, and this is who we are. But we have got Mars coming through here. So this might be with the 10th house being that we're very, very motivated in terms of our, career or job, or how we're seen. And it can be kind of ruling like, with an iron fist here. If there is something going on at work, the Mars is bringing in some sort of anger, sometimes passion, action, war, desire, and then we've got this sublimation. That can say that it's rising. If I'm following the letter in terms of the description in the book, it speaks of something rising, and it would be, possibly just motivation and drive and passion. I don't know. I'd feel with what's up here with the Fool, it has a wee kind of vibe of keeping up with the Joneses and being very, very overly interested. How long has this been going on? This might be like a perpetual thing that somebody does, you do, somebody you're connected with, really caring about how they look in public, specifically in terms of achievement and their status, their career. It's really important to someone, and I don't know specifically the reason for that. Okay, just switched over to Neptune. So this could be a career reading, and it's just got a wee bit of everything in it, basically. So let's just look at the conversation, the central energy. We have got a masculine energy. This may be who I'm reading for, and the Owls, which is a card of a conversation. This is usually my professional conversation. It's more of a formal conversation that maybe needs to be had. I just instantly felt with the masculine coming out in reverse, and I do not read Lenormand in reverse, that somebody's not prepared to have a conversation, really, because with the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, yes, in reverse here, this is the holding on, this is the holding back. So there's a conversation that needs to be had, or perhaps it's just a lack of conversation. I feel if somebody were to open up here, which is very difficult with the Four of Pentacles and possibly not even likely to happen with it being here, it would be to express some sort of disappointment with the Ace of Cups in reverse, perhaps even a rejection or a loss. But there is a lack of progress in some way in terms of obtaining the object of our desire, getting this in the upright. I just see someone's just sat stoic, looking over at this cup, which is, tipped out, and they need to have a conversation. And in the blockage is the Page of Wands, which is my good news card. More messages. It's literally time with all these clocks here, and it could say time is running out in some way to express something. The issue is it's time to send a message, or it's good news perhaps that we're waiting for. He's sat here on his little, savings. This is someone who's maybe saved a certain amount of money, doesn't really like to spend, might be a bit frugal, might be a bit tight. maybe something that they really want. Maybe, as I keep saying they, I think it's because of, I don't know why, because it's a masculine energy and the vast majority of who listen to me are female. I shouldn't do that, but it's a habit. So when I say they, I literally could be speaking to you. I think I also say they sometimes because it makes it a wee bit easier to be as direct as I usually am, you know, and soften the edges a little bit. Anyway, there is an issue with this chap sat here looking at this cup. He might literally not want to spend money on it, or he might be too afraid to open up in case he has some sort of rejection, because in the subconscious, what's under it all is suffering, possibly in silence. Frankly, it feels quite Virgoan, that, doesn't it? The card of oh gosh, I mean, it's not just suffering, this is long-term suffering. And how long has this been going on? Keeps coming through. This is a card of up to 36 months. It's 3 years. It's going on for years with the Eight of Swords. So this is feeling struck, maybe. Just don't know what you've been struck by. Fear, indecision, not being prepared to look at something, not being prepared to address something. It can also suggest there is an element of guilt thrown into the pot here, but it is suffering, and it can represent possibly a debt of some sort, you know, feeling that we're I mean, it can be a financial debt, or that something's due to us or from us. If that were the case, it would be financial, because I've got the Page of Pentacles up in reverse here. So this can literally be waiting on some sort of financial news or a job offer, you know, something like that. I think there's been some sort of agreement of that in the past, and we'll have a quick peek at that. And it may well be that there's something's been agreed, but it's just kind of not happening quite yet. And that may be where we're getting a little bit, you know, angry that we're sitting waiting. Four of Pentacles isn't specifically a waiting card, but that really is the vibe I'm getting. So it's like, I don't know if the mountain has to come in Mohammed here, because I just feel this chap is incredibly rigid and not prepared to make a move. And that obviously can be for a number of reasons, but there certainly is some sort of fear here. Possibly even assuming that there is going to be some sort of suffering or pain if we confront whatever this fear is, if we look at something honestly. And it literally just could be straight up as a fear of rejection, so we're not putting ourselves out there. So in terms of that, yeah, just have a quick peek at the past here, because this does feel very worky. Three of Pentacles with the King of Wands. There's literally been some sort of contract, agreement or promise. This is probably a boss or a manager. It's likely very jobby. I've got the bear here with the agreement and the... Let's have a wee quick look at that. I don't know why it's relevant to the reading, because it's in the past and it's something that's moving out of the reading. But honestly, this sort of feels that this could be maybe something that has been agreed or promised, and we're waiting on it, you know. We're waiting on this good news, maybe before we have a new start somewhere, or start a new project, or get a new job. You know, it could be like a payout from a previous job. What's this? Yeah, I mean, that's all kind of up in the air just now. It feels like a little bit pie in the sky. Don't know specifically what's happened there in terms of the conversation. So, you know, you might literally be waiting on someone contacting you who's made some sort of promise. But it feels pie in the sky. I've got Flaff the Footer in reverse here. And this is when we've gone like too far. We're not grounded enough, basically. And then we've got Mickle Muckle, who's like my child, playing games, you know, being like super immature, being foolish, being silly. And he's in reverse. He can be a bit idiotic. I don't know specifically what's going on there. Let me have a wee look and see who this is. Because I do have a King of Pentacles coming up in terms of the Virgo I'm reading for. And that's probably another reason why I had a masculine in my mind. Again, there's this message card, and this fell on the ground. You know, what falls on the floor comes through the door. There's definitely a message here. Either you're sending, or it's coming in from a King of Pentacles. And it's come through with the Exorcist and Distant Horizons. I do feel similar to the Libra. I kind of got that cut and run type, you know, energy. The Exorcist is freeing ourselves from destructive impulses. Coming back to Libra reading, who had the Destroyer and the Distant Horizon. Now this is a card of hope, big water, wishes sometimes being fulfilled, but it's also about, you know, setting off. It is distance horizons, it is, you know, relocating, it's big changes, and it can be a change in terms of the job front. So just feeling waiting for this message, maybe before we, like, you know, ditch a job or finish something off. King of Wands. Who's the King of Wands for Virgo? A god and a goddess. Christ almighty, what to make of that? The goddess. Exploitation of the female nature and form, and benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourselves and others. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting that vibe again, that there has been some sort of agreement made here in the past, and it feels high in the sky, because I mean, I don't know if someone was in a position to even make this kind of agreement, but with the god, it can be, you know, someone's got a bit of a god complex and they're exploitative in some way. Three of Pentacles with this King of Wands. It is in the past, Virgo. It's the Queen of Wands. Oh, Reiki, another one down. Hold on. I had a bad back for a whole week and I'm trying not to put it out again. Boof. Boof. Good God in heaven. Thank God that's in the past, but Christ almighty, there's been some serious damage done back there. Serious damage. I mean, you probably know what it is, but there's obviously a connection here. I mean, it literally could be a marriage that has been dissolved. There's something dissolved in the past. There might have been an agreement to fix something, you know, to go to council. Look at that. You've got the god and the goddess and the queen and the King of Wands. So there's some sort of powerful agreement or promise or commitment here in the past, and with the Tower, I'm just seeing it's like boof. Ten of Swords, done, done and done. So, you know, whatever this is in your past, Virgo, or in the person you're reading, you know, connecting with or cross-watching for, it's maybe why someone is incredibly apprehensive to put themselves out there, you know. I've just flipped over the 12th house of endings and loss. So yeah. Yeah. And it's, how long has it been going on? So I want to say, in terms of what's up here, we have got the Fool in the upright, which speaks of a new beginning, obviously, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is in the headspace. We have got some sort of choice, with the crossroads coming through here, of maybe a new start. We might be waiting on money news. I just feel there's some issue that I would, because I've got my fox who's very manipulative, who sets traps, who tells me there's something wrong, somebody's going to make a mistake or could make a mistake. But it may well be that the reason we're not doing this is because we think it is going to be a mistake, and we got absolutely hammered at some point back here, you know. It just feels like it could be. Do you know what I find interesting, and I never ever noticed that, is the Queen of Pentacles is the pip. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is the outcome, and you're the King of Pentacles. So I've got one relationship back here that seems to have, you know, crashed and burned, and now I've got possibly the potential of another one that's maybe not happening just yet, because we've got a lot of fear. So I find that interesting. So this is possibly an option. Now, even if this relationship hasn't crashed and burned, it can suggest that somebody is in a relationship and they fancy something else, you know, and they feel stuck and trapped and not able to make the moves that they want to. So they might be doing something a bit sneaky with the fox, a bit on the down low. Messages might not be accurate. I just feel there's a possibility of making some sort of mistake here. And there's possibly a message unsent. Also got that. And there's a feeling here of also protecting the ego and looking a bit nonchalant, especially with Fool. He's all very la-di-da, you know, looking over at his choices, giving a bit of this, giving a bit of that. He's got all the swagger. It could be a possible financial issue here. But yeah, there's a feeling it's like it's all good here. I'm not sure it is all good. I think somebody could make a misstep here if they don't look where they're going, because the fox is saying there's an issue. And I'm also feeling that because I was, the more I went through this reading, I kept thinking, is it work? Is it romance? You know, it feels like a bit of a mismatch. Not a mismatch. It could be. Everything I say in the reading is relevant. I specifically asked my fairies, you know, what's this reading all about? And I've got Indy in reverse in the Journeyman. So it's about some sort of trip or travel, or some sort of new adventure. Launching something, you know, a new project. With Indy in reverse, Indy is the card of indecision. He's a bit way, he's a bit woe, he's a bit wish, he's a bit wash. When he's in reverse, he's saying that there is actually a need to be cautious. We need more information. We need more time. Again, I said this to Libra. I felt that they were going to possibly do something rash. You know, this it's like, that's it, done, cut and run, bush. Bang, bang, bosh. I don't know. And away we go. You know, with hope in our heart. I just feel that there's a certain amount of caution required. So, in terms of how you're seeing it, it's the King of Pentacles. So you might be seen as, you know, literally the boss. Someone who's very financially secure. We are in the 10th house, you know, you're all sorted. And yet, there's the message coming in here. And this message is really important. I just get a feeling this message is really important. And it is about, you know, possibly dropping some sort of weight, dropping a job, relocating. What's the message say? I don't know if you're sending the message or it's coming to you. Message. What's the message say in the Virgo reading? King of Pentacles and the message. Well, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. Maybe just like going, that's it, I'm away. I'm going to explore my options with the 7 of Cups here. And this is the Page of Pentacles in the upright. So if there is something we're waiting for here, specifically financial news, it looks like it's going to come through here. And with the Exorcist, you know, maybe someone was destructive in the past, but it is about cutting something out, sometimes facing our own demons. And there's really good positive news coming through here. Basically, that may be coming from afar. As I say, it can be to do with relocating or, you know, leaving a job, retirement, exploring our options. Yeah, we've got some sort of money news that I think we've been waiting for. So we're sat here in our little box waiting. And then I think there's something coming through here in the month of May, which is really good to see. In terms of your environment, we have got the 2 of Cups. This was all kind of sideways, you know. The world came out sideways, so something's not quite completed. The 2 of Cups is like not quite sideways, but almost. And I've got a relationship or a contract or an agreement here. At least 2 people that are on the same page. And then we've got the marriage on its side and change. Might be changing one marriage partner for another. The marriage is the relationship, but it does also speak about just the condition of a relationship, a partnership, and that is one of change. There's something changing. That can be, again, just relocation. Crikey, there's that King of Wands again in a different deck. So as much as he's in the past, he's still very much kicking about. There seems to be some sort of work connection here. He's got the 8 of Pentacles after him. There's some sort of job offer in the past here, or an agreement to work on something and mend something. I don't know specifically what's gone down there. It doesn't look pleasant. So the change is to something that maybe been obsessing about. Maybe somebody literally wants to retire, they want to take a time out. You know, we have got the King of Pentacles in terms of how you're seeing that. Someone who's very financially secure. They're getting very good news. Distance Horizons is the last card in this deck. You know, it's like it is like the World card. You know, something is completed in a super way. Yeah, it feels like almost like that kind of graduation card. So we might even have a happy ending here. I'm not entirely sure yet. But yeah, there's something changing in terms of a relationship. Somebody wants to make something happen. Someone's taking the initiative. Someone has been, you know, a bit of an entrepreneur. If it's not specifically a relationship, it is some sort of agreement. You know, I do also get the feeling that somebody could be free. Whatever, you know, this is going in the subconscious, it could be, as much as the devil is still in the upright, I'm just getting a vibe that someone is able to free themselves from something. that's been going on a very long time. So in terms of hopes and fears, so again, I think why I got this, you know, kind of, you know, laissez-faire, nonchalant, I'm a bit of all that up here, was because of this, the community in terms of hopes. The community is your group. It can be a group of colleagues, it can be your family, it's your neighbourhood. Again, it's kind of 10th house. It's usually your support network. It's certainly how how you interconnect, excuse me, with the Two of Pentacles in reverse here. So we're hoping to drop something. And again, it could be a debt, can be two different streams of income. It just can be that we've got enough a lot on our plate, enough a lot to do. You know, might want to retire, might want to take a time out, might want to go on a holiday or a trip or something like that. Crikey, they keep landing on the floor. King of Cups wasn't it upright? King of Cups was the issue in the Libra reading. So you might hope, and this can be hoping for some, you know, sort of rest or healing. It might be hoping for, you know, love and romance. Yeah, I honestly feel that somebody's been very disappointed in the past here, but we're ultimately hoping to drop something, and here's the fear. Now, either this is you or someone else. Here I go again. 7 of Swords, 8 of Wands in reverse here. We're fearing that something's going to be taken from us, possibly. We're fearing that we're going to be caught, found out. And with the 8 of Wands in reverse here, I mean, that can be, you know, delayed travel, but it's also a lack of communication. It's messages not getting through. So there's a fear here in terms of possibly some sort of discovery of wrongdoing around messages, methinks. And it may well be that there's a mature man here who possibly wants to start something new. And he's doing it on the down low. And this is where the foxes may be coming in, you know. Doing it on the sly. 7 of Swords. There's a fear. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, that's not good. It's as much as I'm saying that, you know, I've got, I mean, this is literally how you're seen. So it's so weird because it's almost like the public persona does not at all match what's going on, you know, behind closed doors down here. This is a fear that this is a fear that we're not able to get out of some sort of depression. Straight up. We're not going to be able to initiate or get through something, move things to a new level, have some sort of triumph, because we are luminous doom. And he's in reverse. Now, I'm not saying this is where somebody's at. This is a fear that somebody has. And when Luminous Doom is in reverse, I mean, it is a very self-pitying, hugely pessimistic energy. He's literally walking on the bottom of the ocean with all these, you know, little creatures all stuck to him. It's just miserable. But when he's in reverse, it's like nobody can reach you or them. So I don't know if somebody's maybe had, you know, an experience in the past where they have been, you know, very, 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 very low. And there might even be a fear that that could crop up if they kind of maybe move out of their comfort zone or try something new. So they might, you know, the fear is you might even avoid, or, you know, yeah. But I mean, or you might even ghost somebody. That might be what's already happened, or you're fearing that's going to happen to you, and that's what got you into that headspace in the past. So yeah, it's just a fear. It's a fear. It doesn't mean that it's the outcome, which we're just going to look at. The outcome is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the 10 of Wands, literally the partner to the King down here. The imprisonment card of the official person, no liking that much, and the Knight and the Damsel. So, I mean, this has got, for me, this has got a romance written all over it. I've literally got a damsel in the ivory tower here, waiting on the Knight, you know, coming in, freeing himself from, you know, all his issues. I don't know, but we're still stuck, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and we've got the 10 of Wands. So not quite there yet. The official person does, it seems a bit of an anomaly to me. It is usually someone who wears uniform. It can just be that. But this Queen of Pentacles is the outcome. It obviously could be you. And this is someone who feels stuck or hampered in some way with the imprisonment card. Imprisonment. Yeah, I mean, it literally could be someone who's just lonely, you know? It feels limited or restricted in some way. It's just someone who's got a lot of responsibility with the Ten of Wands. So, you know, I might just be, you know, hoping for something a wee bit easier. I mean, yeah, we're kind of not there yet. It's a wee bit like Libra, literally the same card. There is a connection here, yet again. There's a conversation that needs to be had. It might involve travel or, you know, trying something new, having a bit of an adventure. The Guardian at the gate here is saying that we're not able to make that passage to a new life just yet. And the Fawn is the magical partner card. It's in reverse. So it almost feels like we're a little bit disillusioned here. The Fawn is a really young, sprightly, fresh energy. You know, it's natural magic, it's natural energy, it's, you know, it's just a really beautiful, sweet, innocent, something new kind of energy. And this feels a little bit jaded. It's not that we've lost hope up here, it's just we've got too much on, you know. It's just things are really fucking difficult. The Knight and the Damsel, and you might just be hoping somebody comes and, like, you know, burns down your ivory tower and frees you. Loath as well came through in Libra again. There obviously is a bit of a read across here. This can be the love at first sight card. It is, you know, melt your face off passion. It's kind of like, you know, it's hot and heavy. It's time to kind of go for it. It can be impulsive and hasty and spontaneous, and I've already sort of warned against that kind of energy. But that, honestly, that kind of heat might be the heat, Mars, sublimation, rising, even though I think it's the other way, blah, blah, blah. That might be what's needed here to sort of bring a connection together. Ten of Wands, what is the Ten of Wands for this Queen of Pentacles? Oh, it's healing, Singer of Healing. How long has this been going on? I don't know who sings that. Healing chaos, basically. And, you know, looking to the future, albeit it's a little bit difficult. So there is a lot of potential. I feel there's a lot of potential. I'm hearing pretty woman. You got a lot of potential to look at. So yeah, there is a lot of potential here. Maybe you're American. Right, let's just take some advice, Virgo, and hope you find that useful. Now, as I said, and I'm only saying it at the end of the reading to see if anyone actually gets to the end of the reading. For the month of May, I am going to make sure every reading or every sign is done, and I need to up the comments in my videos to help the circulation. So I'm going to offer a free mini read, 20 to 30 minutes. I'm just going to put names in a hat. You can comment on every reading and your name will go in the hat 12 times basically, okay? But yeah, and then you need to make sure you're subscribed and the bell button's filled in so that when I do the wee announcement, I can tell the person who won, and they need to give me their email address so they can get their reading. Alrighty, let's have a look for advice for Virgo for May. Advice for Virgo for May. How long has this been going on? Who's kind of Motowny that? I'm not going to say it. Virgo, please, advice for Virgo. Virgo. Don't bang the drum. That's what I'm hearing. The water boys, obviously. The drum, dream and journey. The lady, enjoy growth. And right, they're both in reverse, and I don't read them in reverse. However, okay, we have to shed our old skin in some way. There is fear here. It's definitely fear with the Hunter. This is about tracking down your fears and desires are one and the same thing. There's definitely some, you know, difficulty to launch this. The dream and the journey is all over this reading, with the distance horizons and the journeyman coming out, and the lack of communication, and the 8 of Wands in reverse being the fear. Somebody needs to, you know, as much as and there is a note of caution here. The note of caution is probably coming through because there is some sort of falsity, and I think that's when there's going to be a mistake. If somebody's not honest, you know, they put a face on thing, they try and, you know, boss up or be all bravado, that is not going to go down well. That's not going to be successful. That's why that's coming through. But ultimately, dream and journey and ladies, enjoy growth and reap rewards. So get on your journey towards your lady and it will all be good. Right, Virgo, have a great month and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.